Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This your brother Nawak coming at you with another lesson. Lord's will be edifying. And I want to entitle this lesson, You Will Not Prep Your Way Out of the Lord's Judgment. You're not going to be able to prep your way out of the Lord's judgment. A lot of people out there, especially these Edomites, they into prepping. You got all of these different, you got the Canadian prepper. You have all of these different people out here prepping. And a lot of them been out here prepping for years. They've been out here prepping for years. And I'm talking about they got all their weapons. They got everything is all lined up in a row. They got their canned goods. They have their rations and their bunkers, and they have all of this preparation going on. Because at least, even these Edomites, they see and they sense that this place is going down. Babylon the Great, aka America, this place is circling the drains. And a lot more and more people are starting to see it. You got all kinds of people out here going through it. They figuring out that this place ain't never going back to what they call the glory days. This place is never going back. The Lord is bringing this place down, and it's all through the Spirit. See, once the Lord say that's it for a kingdom, that's it. The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and Esau, he's now at the end of he's now at the end of his kingdom. He's now at the end of his rulership. That's why everything is happening. Everybody looking all misty-eyed. Everybody's looking around. They noticing everything is going opposite of what they was expecting. 2025 has been the worst year yet. But we understand what's coming. We know everything happening is because of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. We're living in the last days of Esau's wicked kingdom, and that's why everything is happening in the earth today. All the things that are happening is because of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. Make no mistake about it. He controls everything. Whether you're talking about the weather, whether you're talking about people having hard times and not having money, and it's a lot of famine out here in the world. People are deleting people left and right. It's a lot of crazy things happening in the world right now. But it's just going to continue, and it's going to get worse. And we're telling you to prepare, not carnally, but prepare spiritually. See, as Israelites, we are the Lord's chosen people. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, hey, look around. The only hope and the only way out of this thing for what's coming is from the Lord, is to return to the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. Our power. If you don't return to the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai as an Israelite, and you want to keep on living as if nothing is happening, and you want to continue to worship other gods and live like Esau, live like a Babylonian, so to speak, you're going to perish. You're not going to make it. Because the evils that are multiplying on the earth is multiplying because of the Lord. We live in prophetic times. The prophecies are happening, and everything is moving faster and faster. Now, before I get into some scriptures, I want to play this video clip. And this is from the brother's channel, The Hopeful Elect 3. The Hopeful Elect 3, subscribe and be edified. This guy, he's basically talking about how, you need to be prepared for people trying to come at you. You need to be prepared for people trying to take your stuff. You need to do this, you need to do that. But it's not in our power. That's why we fear the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. Everything is already written. The Lord already determined the end of this thing from the beginning. As people here on the earth, we just living it out. Everything has already been spoken. That's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect. We're hopeful that we're of that number to be delivered out of this thing. It's not going to be because you were so smart. It's not going to be because you were so strong. It's not going to be because you had so much money, or that you had all of these things prepped up, or that you had all of these survival skills, or that you had fighting skills and abilities. It's not going to come down to that. See, those things can be helpful, but hey, that's not going to be the reason why you make it through all of the evils that are multiplying on this earth. We're living in prophetic times. Everything happening is because of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Now I want to get into this video. I'm rewinding back, and then I want to get into some scriptures. Let's see, make sure I got some on here.
Without clear rules, panic and chaos can destroy you from the inside. You really need to be careful about that. Remember, the gangs that are forming out there, they will have tactics. They will scout you, they will test your defenses, and they will try to divide and conquer if they have to. It won't just be, looters and rioters that are just jumping in right out of the gate, trying to burn you out of your property. These are going to be... I'm not saying they're all going to be tacticians. Obviously, they're not. But they are going to get together and try to figure out the best way to get to you, to get your supplies.
You hear that? You're going to have people out here trying to figure out ways to get to you and to get to your supplies. Now, some people out here, they've been studying, they've been prepping for this thing. They've been preparing in a carnal way. Reading books, doing everything they can to get prepared for all hell to break loose. See? When everything hit the fan, everybody who's doing that, they're thinking they're going to be good. They have a fighting chance. But this thing is not carnal. That's the bottom line. This is all spiritual. This thing is going to come down to who the Lord is with, who the Lord is protecting, and who the Lord is not. Because simply a lot of people out here is just set up for judgment, and there's no escaping that. The only one that can literally protect you, and the only one that can make sure you make it and have all of the things you need is coming from the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the same one that's dishing out all the evils, whether it's through people using different weapons, whether he's using Esau, however the evils are multiplying. It's all from the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He is the source. He's controlling both sides. He's controlling the good and he's controlling the evil. And we know that as believers. That's why we're going to put our faith and our trust in the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. While most people, they're just going to count on their carnal abilities to make it through this thing. And yeah, it's going to help some people get so far, but ultimately it will not be the reason for you. You will not be able to escape the judgment of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You may even make it all the way into World War III pop off. Because when World War III pop off, those nukes going to be launched from all around the world. Most of them going to hit right over here in Babylon the Great. That's prophecy. And what are you going to do then? Because even if you're down in your bunker, the prophecy said this land is going to be made desolate. It's going to be completely consumed. And when the fire goes out, it's going to be a big desert. And the prophecy said that no man will ever dwell in this land again. Talking about Babylon the Great, aka America. So if you in the bunker, that's where you're not coming out of there. That's it for you. You got a bunker in Babylon the Great, that's it. So you can prep, you can prepare through your carnal means, but if you don't have the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you are going to be through out here. Let me continue this video.
And to get what you have that they need. They are going to get together and try to figure out the best way to get to you, to get your supplies, and to get what you have that they need. They are going to get together and try to figure out the best way to get to you, to get your supplies, and to get what you have that they need. So you need to be not just defensive. You need to be proactive, disciplined, organized, and you have to be mentally ahead of the threat.
But hey, don't get me wrong. The people he's talking about that's going to come after people and they're going to get judged, that's all through the Spirit. That's all through the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The Lord is in control from the issues from death. Anybody who get deleted out here in this thing, that's because the Lord ordered it. He wanted it. And he going to use people. He going to have he might have animals. He might have different beasts and creatures. He might have all kinds of things. Famines, pestilences. The Lord has many, many ways for judgment. And that's going to be on full display coming in this time of trouble that we're coming into. And so we're preparing through the Spirit. We're preparing. We're praying to the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai every day. We're fasting. We're humbling down. We're being grateful for everything that the Lord has given us. We're being thankful. And we're hopeful that we are of the number to be delivered. We know that's the only way you're going to make it through this thing. And like I said, a lot of people out here, they're going to be attacking people. They're going to be at each other's throats. People going to be eating people. Women out here going to be getting raped. It's just going to be it's going to be crazy. It's going to be beyond what you can think. It's going to be a lot of people getting deleted out here, coming real soon. But for the elect, whom the Lord is going to be with, you're of that number. You're going to be good in that time. So with that, I want to get into some scriptures. And I'm going to start out in the book of St. Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 21. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world, nor to this time, nor ever shall be." So the time that we coming in is going to be a time like none other. And the Lord, he's warning you. All these things are happening now. It's prophecy. Trump having all of these militaries set up all over the place. That's just the beginning. This is just the beginning. The stage is being set. So when anything happens, we're not going to be surprised. We already know the prophecies, and we already know and we see everything happening all around us. Verse 22, it says, except those days. Let me read that again. It says, except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So that's the kind of time we're coming into, a time to where the Lord has been shortening the days. The days are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. It's because of only for the elect. See, if he has to do this for the elect, imagine what's going to happen to everybody else. Imagine how bad it's going to be, the fact that he's shortening the days. It's going to be terrible out here. Make no mistake about it. We're not talking about a time to where it's going to be, it's going to be get crazy and then it's going to cool down and it's going to be all right. No, it's going to be crazy out here. It's going to be, people are not going to know what to do. People are not going to know how to prepare, what to do. And all the preppers, like I said, they think they're going to be good, but a lot of people who have prepped, they're not even going to be able to get to their stuff. They're not even going to be the one to enjoy it. See, this is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 24, in verse 24 in verse 12. It says, because iniquity shall abound, sin upon sin, the love of many shall wax cold. This is the time that we're coming into. It's going to be lawlessness out here. See, people are going to be, you're not going to be able to trust people. The only ones you're going to be able to trust is the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai and the fellow believers that the Lord has set up around you. That's it. That is it. It's going to be because of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai that you make it through this thing. Because people are going to be at each other's throats. People, you listen, when people, as they say, when people don't have anything to lose, they lose it. And when they lose it, they lose it. They ain't not going to be thinking straight. They're not going to be thinking logically. They just going to be moving and trying to do any and everything they can to survive. That's the kind of time that we're coming into. Let me get this in the book of Lamentations because, hey, the Lord has many, many things set up on how people are going to be suffering all kind of ways. And one of those main things that the Lord is going to use, he's going to use famine. Lack of food, lack of water. A lot of people are going to be taken out of here because of that. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 9. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. Why so? Because if you slain with the sword, and the modern day sword is the gun, you out of there quick. But if you being slain by hunger, it says, for these pine away, stricken for the want of the fruits of the field. So your body is pining away. It's eating, it literally eating itself from the inside out. After your body is ate all the fat out of your body, it starts eating the organs and everything starts shutting down. That's a horrible, horrible way to go. Because it takes a period of time to finally pass from starving to death. See, as opposed to the sword, it's a quick, you quickly taken out of there. So it's going to be some horrible, horrible judgments coming up for people out here. And like I said, you ain't seen nothing yet. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus of Sirach, chapter 11 and verse 18. You're not going to prep your way out of this. It says, verse 18, it says, there is that waxeth rich by his wariness and pinching, and this is his portion of his reward. Whereas he saith, I have found rest, and now I will eat continually of my goods. And yet he knoweth not what time shall come upon him that he must leave those things to others and die. And that's talking about you preppers out there, you carnal preppers out there. There's a difference between a person who the Lord is with spiritually, that has prepped up some food and got some things in order. That person is going to have a totally different outcome from the person who's just carnal and the Lord is not he don't have that hedge of protection on. See, that person who's been storing up all these goods, a lot of them people not even going to be alive to eat it. And this is prophecy. They're not gonna be able to eat it. And you seen that movie The Road? They stumbled across this bunker. It was full of food. Even that movie, what's that movie? The new movie. It'll come to me in a minute. But yeah, that newer movie that came out where the that little girl, she stumbled upon that bunker. Leave the world behind. Yep, leave the world behind. She stumbled upon that bunker, and hey, that was a nice house. And that bunker, man, that bunker had everything in it. It was laid out. It had beds and kitchens, and it had entertainment, food stocked up. That bunker had everything in it except the original people who paid for it and set it up in the first place. See? So there's no guarantee if you've been prepping, you even gonna be the one to enjoy the stuff that's been prepped up. The stuff that's been prepped up, a lot of these things are going to be set up for the elect. See? The Lord had this thing mapped out so that the elect will be preserved and the rest of the people, they're going to be through out here. And like I say, if you do make it through, you're not going to escape those missiles. You will not escape those thermonuclear missiles. Now, let's get this in the book of 2nd Esdras. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16. I'm going to start at verse 18. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. This is prophecy. It says, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. And what shall I do when these evils shall come? Now this is Esdras. He saw the vision of the end times. He saw Jacob's trouble. He saw all of the calamities and people getting deleted and destroyed. He's seen all the famine and great death. He's seen all of these things. And he knew through reincarnation that he'd be here now. Why else would he say, what shall I do when these evils shall come? See? This was written over 2,000 years ago. This was put down by the prophet Esdras over 2,000 years ago. Way over 2,000 years ago. Why would he be saying, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Because he knew he'd be here today. Your spirit never dies. Your spirit, when you die or when your spirit leaves your body, you go back to the Heavenly Father, as the scripture says. And the Lord brings you back every third and fourth generation. So you've been here many times. And Esdras is here now prophesying. So he knew he'd be here during this time of trouble. And he was wondering, with all of the death and all of the destruction and all the things he's seeing, what am I going to do? How am I going to make it? That's how bad it's going to be. See? It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. And that's most people today, including you 2/3 wicked jakes. All of these things that are happening, the Lord is setting up all these different things. There's been famines. You got Trump out here setting up the troops. People are losing jobs. People are not having money. People are trying to figure out how to make it. A lot of people are going homeless. Everything is, the Lord is showing you what's coming. But hey, a lot of people still in their wickedness. He's showing you that, hey, this place is getting ready to get really bad out here. The evils are multiplying. He always gives you a warning. He always gives you a warning. And the biggest warning is coming through his prophets, his men. Who he set up to preach and teach his word. See, before all hell break loose out here. This is it. It says, verse 21, it says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they should think themselves to be in good case. It says, even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So everything is going to be going down at the same time. All kinds of weapons out here. People going to be getting deleted all kind of ways. Through the sword, through guns, and all kind of weaponry. See? During civil war and martial law, famines. And it's going to be great confusion down here. The only ones that are going to be stable is the ones that the Lord gave that true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to. Because as the scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of thy times. And this is talking about the ones of us who knows the prophecies, who knows the names of the Lord, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, who knows why everything is happening in the first place and who's controlling it. Hey, those are the ones we're not going to be confused. We're going to be stable in that day when all of these evils break out. Yeah, we're going to be shook up too. But hey, at least the Lord has given us this true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. See, at least we know what's happening and why it's happening and who's controlling it. Verse 22, it says, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. It didn't say a few. It said many. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So, hey, there's no way out of this thing. If you set up for judgment, that's it. That's it. Only thing we can be as Israelites and believers in this thing is hopeful that we're of that number to be delivered and to make it through this destruction. Even if we are beheaded, as for the testimony of Yahweh Shai not taking the MOTB, hey, those are the ones that's going to be risen first. If you're of the elect, you're going to make it one way or another. It says, verse 23, it says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung. Crap. That's the way you're going to see bodies out here all over the place. People not going to care. They're going to just be trying to make it out here. Bodies stinking. Animals out here snacking on bodies. And it's just going to be crazy out here. It says, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. This is what's coming. This is that time of trouble that's coming. Now from there, let's get this in the book of Job. Job chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 19. This is the book of Job chapter 5 and 19. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Now this is talking about the time of Jacob's trouble, that great time of tribulation. It says, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. And that 7th plague is that thermonuclear destruction. So in between the tribulation and before the missiles touch down, that's when the elect is going to be delivered. If you're of the number, you're going to scarcely be saved. The Lord going to be beaming us up all over the world. Verse 20, it says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death. The Lord going to make sure you have food. You're the elect. It's an easy thing for the Lord to make sure you're good. Have food, have something to drink, have everything you need. It says in war and from the power of the sword. The Lord can protect you from anything and everything. See, he is the one that's in control of it all. He is the source. That's why we believe and worship the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It says, verse 21, then thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. The Lord going to have a special spirit on his elect. We're not going to be afraid. We know who's doing it. See, our confidence, our trust is in the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Not everything that's happening around us. Yeah, we're going to know everything. We're going to be in it. But at the same time, the Lord going to have a spirit on his elect. Verse 22, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. Imagine being in a state of mind or all the destruction and famine happening out here that you're able to laugh. Only the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai can put you in that mode. Only the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai can make sure that everything you need, you have, to the point to where you laughing. While everybody else out here is through. It says, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the field, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. The Lord is controlling everything, all the animals, all the beasts, newly created beasts, the people, everything, the angels. The Lord got it on lock. If you're going to be delivered, you're going to be protected, not anything will happen to you. While everything is happening all around you, it could be calamities all around you. But if the Lord say nothing's going to come near you, nothing's going to happen to you, nothing's going to happen. But for everybody else, they can be through. That's that hedge of protection from the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Now from there, let's get this. This is how detailed the Lord is. This is the book of St. Matthew. And his word, the power, the word of the Lord is everything. His word does not come back void. Everything he says happens. That's the bottom line. This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 29, chapter 10 and verse 29. It says, are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing, and not one of them shall fall to the ground without your Father. Hey, the Lord is in control of everything. Everything in his creation is within his power. A bird can't fall to the ground and die unless the Lord say that's what he wants. See? Even a small bird, as a matter of fact, I got a picture of what a sparrow looks like. This little bird right here, and there's birds all over the world. The Lord is in control of every single bird, everything in creation, whether it's going to live or whether it's going to die. So you best believe he's in control of all the people and what's going to happen to everybody. And we know this. Verse 20, it says, verse 30, it says, but the very hairs on your head are all numbered. We don't even know how many hairs are on our head, but the Lord knows. That's how detailed that the Lord is in this thing. Listen, we're going to have full, total faith in the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, total trust, Lord willing. He keeps us in the spirit. Verse 31, fear ye not, therefore. Ye are more valuable than sparrows. And that's the bottom line. If the Lord is protecting the birds and everything else, how easy is it for him to protect everybody else? If you're of the elect, you're going to be good. There's no need to fear. That's why it says, in famine and destruction, thou shalt laugh. Thou shalt laugh. We definitely want to be one of the ones in that spirit to where everything is happening and the Lord has us in a good mind. He has us in a good spirits. That's what you want as a believer in this thing. So, hey, we need to continue to trust in the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, continue to do the things that's pleasing to the Lord, and continue to be hopeful that we are of that number to be delivered. Because when the destruction hit, it's going to be, it's not going to be nice at all. It's going to be horrible out here. Isaiah chapter 65 and 13. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 65 and 13. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. We want to be ones. We want to be one of the ones that are eating and drinking. See? We're going to be one of the ones that are rejoicing. That's what you want to be as a believer in this thing, because it's coming down deadly serious. Everybody else, they're going to be through out here. Even a lot of the ones who prepped, not even going to be around to eat. Not even going to be around to enjoy all the stuff they prepped up. Verse 14, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And that's going to be terrible out here. You're going to be hearing people out here howling to the point that, hey, and then it's just going to get real quiet. In the beginning, I can see it, people out here crying and yelling out here, and then people homing in on them and start deleting people. Then people are going to get real quiet out here. People are going to be trying to be quiet and hiding out. That's how it's going to get. See? In the beginning, there might be some people out here making all kind of crazy noises because they're suffering tremendously. But those are the ones, these evil, wicked people out here going to go get. These people, they ain't got nothing to lose. See? So we coming into a serious time. And it's going to be the ones that the Lord is with, his elect, and the ones that the Lord is not with. Everybody else, they're going to be through. 2/3 heathens. They're going to be in a tough case because the famines are real. The pestilences is real. Civil war is brewing. It's going to be lawlessness out here. That's the bottom line. Martial law, you see it being set up. They got the FEMA camps ready. See? MOTB is going to come out and be made mandatory. People are going to be taking that and end up getting deleted. This is a serious, serious time that we're coming into. It's going to be capped off by World War III popping off and Yahushua coming. And that's going to be the end. When Yahushua cracks them skies, It's all over. It is completely over at that point because he gonna wipe out all these heathens in the armies. Because they're gonna try to fight against Yahweh Shai, and it's not even gonna be a contest. The Lord said He's gonna be done with this place in 1 hour. 1 hour is gonna be over. So we can't wait for Yahweh Shai to show up, and we just hopeful that we are of the number. We are hopeful that we are of the elect to be delivered. Now from there, let's close out. Let's close out here in the book of Acts. This is the book of Acts chapter 14 and 22. Acts chapter 14 and verse 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith. And that's what we do through the Spirit. We want to continue to exhort each other. We want, we want to make it. We want to see all the true believers we want to make it in this thing. We want to continue to have faith and believe in the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. It says that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So yeah, it's gonna be tough out here, but you best believe, even for the elect. But hey, somehow, some way, the Lord is gonna have miracles. He's gonna have divine protection, angels out here. Men gonna have spiritual power. Everything and anything that the Lord has set up, that's gonna be how He's gonna be protecting and watching over the elect and guiding the elect. See, the Lord can just lead you to food. He can lead you somewhere. He can, food can be materialized, water out of nowhere. The Lord controls all the elements. You best believe if he wants you to eat, you're going to eat. Even now, the fact that you can eat something and drink something, that's not because of you. That's not because you can cook. That's not because you can grow food. That's not because you got money. That's not because you can walk. None of these things is because of you. The fact that you can eat is because of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Even right now. So, we're going to continue to trust that even in these bad times that are coming, that He's going to continue to make sure that we eat and make sure we drink and that we're good in that time of trouble. And with that, this has been, you will not prep your way out of judgment. You will not prep your way out of the Lord's judgment. I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem Mekakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.